Hi guys, I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. I'm not. My day is going absolutely stressful and not great, and I'm panicking. Although to be fair, it's a good problem to have. If, when you're sitting at your desk thinking about Football Manager and stuff, you get an offer of 200 million that you could keep for yourself and give nothing to the club, would you take it? Or would you leave it because you trust the process, trust the personnel involved in this, and trust the way the Partizan is going to be going? Yeah, I'll be honest, I would take the 200 million, but that's because I am not that wealthy. And Partizan could be extremely more wealthy if we accept this deal for Lachlan Deans. So Liverpool have come in with an offer that is almost 200 million. And the best part of it is it's 150 million up front. There is also 34 million that will be spread over 2 years and an extra bonus of 13 million if he plays 20 games at some point for his national team, which he will, because Lachlan Deans is an Australian mad lad. He's definitely going to get lots of game time for the Australian national side. What's even scarier though is that there's a percentage of next sale of 45%. So considering that we're selling him for like 200 million, that's a lot of money. That's another 100 million. So is this player worth 300 million potentially? The answer is hell no, and I should take this offer. But will I take this offer? You will find out after the intro. Hi guys, MrSpaceman reporting for duty, and welcome back to me leaving some cliffhangers. Although to be fair, at least they're for 15 seconds. You don't have to wait over the weekend and be like, is he gonna accept this? No, we don't bully our fan base like this, but we will bully ourselves because I'm sitting here thinking the transfer window is about to close. We have 10 hours left and I have a dilemma. Do I sell the best player in the freaking league? Not even in the freaking league, probably in the world, because Lachlan Deans is amazing. He can play as a big player in big matches. Obviously, he has a second nationality. He is amazing. He's world class. He's counted as an elite attacking midfielder. He's a perfectionist, and he's on a 7.79 rating so far in the freaking league with 11 goals. And I feel like there is more to come from this young man. To be fair, I am now looking at Melbourne City and Ashfield, and they're praying that I accept this deal because I can't imagine the windfall is going to fall on them because I'm pretty sure there's some development clauses left there. But oh my God, Lachlan Deans has a chance to go to the Premier League and probably play at the highest level. So in my head, the issue is we finally have a key attacking playmaker. We've been crying for them over the past few years, and we finally figured out that playing Lachlan Deans as that advanced trequartista is the way to solve that problem. He's getting us goals, he's getting us assists, and he's on par with some of the better scorers in the league. Look at that 8.38 rating in the past 5 games. That's insane. But if we sell him, I don't know who I'm going to replace him with. Because the issue is, yes, I'm going to make 200 million on him, but to replace him right now, this moment, this second, I will probably need to spend like 200 million as well, because players like Florian Wirtz are probably in comparison to Lachlan Deans. Yeah, as you can see, Lachlan Deans is better in some regards as well. And there's no way in hell Florian Wirtz is going for less than 100 million from Chelsea. So that's one option. I mean, I guess who else is a good player? I mean, Gavi's high rated. Is he going to be anything in comparison? Lachlan Deans, let's take a look. No, because he's more defensive minded. And anyways, look at that value. So as you can see here, we are in a bit of a pickle because even again, comparing him to João Felix, who's old now, Lachlan Deans is the best attacking midfielder on the market right now. And with that in mind, that's kind of sold it for me. I am going to reject this and probably maybe regret this. But at the same time, I have absolute faith in Lachlan Deans, and I think he can be an absolute legend for the next few years. What do you guys think? If you were in my position, would you take this offer? Would you take 200 million? Or would you trust in the boy that you pretty much raised? We've signed him at a young age from Melbourne FC for 2 million, and now he's almost made us 100 times that. Do I sell him? Do I keep him? I think the answer is I'm keeping him. I am rejecting the offer. But what would you do in the process? I'm going to click cancel in 3, 2, I'm going to close my eyes. I can't. 1. That was scary. Oh, and I guess whilst we're here, I was going to do a jump through in the future. I didn't realize, yeah, we actually made a midfield signing, which is quite exciting. No, he's not a replacement for Lachlan Deans, thank God, but he is a potential backup for Villagra and some players in the midfield. He also has some decent attacking ability to play in the attacking midfield role, but I kind of want him to be a deep lying playmaker. Maybe he's not the most suited for it. If you look at his attributes, there could be a bit better players if he learns how to tackle, if he learns how to position himself. But at the same time, he's very, very good. Good first touch, good passing, good all these things. And potentially at 21 years old, the Scottish international Stephen Yap, which kind of makes me think that, does he have any like Dutch nationality? No, it's Irish, okay. Makes me think that this guy is a future backup / replacement. And to be fair, he's already quite good. He was wanted by like Arsenal and all those cool people, I think. Look at that. Crystal Palace, Tottenham, and Real Madrid. So big teams coming in for him. And for 33 million for a player that will be a backup option, I think that's a really good signing. And most importantly, he's consistent. Welcome to the club, mate. Cool. So let's fast forward into the future for our first game, which actually is going to be a very interesting game, because I decided to play TSC for you today because there's a certain manager that we're going to be facing today who manages TSC. And it's an old club legend. Who is it? I told you last episode. Come on, guys. Do you even watch my videos? We're facing our old club legend, Nicolo Antic, who's gotten his first proper job as a real-life manager at TSC. And unfortunately, he's not going too good. It's 28% win rate with 3 games won, 3 draws and 2 losses. To be fair, that's not that bad. Especially considering in the last 7 games, who have they played? Who have they played? I mean, since I can kind of see where he took over because that's where the 4-4-2 start. To be fair, he's played against Crvena Zvezda, played Vojvodina. I guess played other teams. I should have beat IMT and Javor. But at the same time, though, they are kind of at the bottom of the division, and I don't know how well they did last year. They were in the top 7, which is kind of surprising that they've dropped off so much. But unfortunately, this goal against is going to be absolutely ruined today, isn't it? Because he's facing his old boss, his old mentor, me. He's facing me. So hopefully it'll be fun to see what he has to offer. But 4-4-2 against our tactic, it's not a good match. To quickly catch you up on what has happened since the AC Milan, Club Brugge, and that crazy transfer of Lachlan Deans, that hasn't happened, thankfully. Lachlan Deans has paid me back with some good goals in some games, but not in this one, because in this one, OFK Beograd were dispatched by goals from Saldania. He scored 3 goals. This man is on 100 goals for the club. He is not planning to stop. Bolaños was on the score sheet and Fabiano Monero as well. Čukarički though, a hat-trick from Lachlan Deans. The guy knows how to celebrate. He felt it, he trusted me, and he did absolutely amazing. I think against Beograd as well, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't play. Okay, fair enough, he didn't play. But against Čukarički, he did play. Hat-trick for him and double for Bolaños. This guy is slowly replacing Viveiros, which is wild. And finally, goals from Milovanovic and Barco were enough to beat India 2-0. I did want to show you something, however. So I didn't realize this is going to happen, but apparently Viveiros has played enough games and has lived in Serbia long enough that he's gotten the Serbian nationality. So both him and Villagra are no longer considered foreigners, which is absolutely insane. That's 2 key players that I can just play and not worry about their nationalities, which is awesome. But yeah, so many of these players have come through our academy, or more like our scouting services, and have turned into Serbian nationals. Unfortunately, they have played for the other national teams, which kind of sucks. And an update on Saldania, he is still waiting paperwork. I don't know how long he needs to wait for it. I want him to play for the Serbian national team before he retires, because that's a lot of goals he's scoring for us, and I hope he continues scoring more. But yes, for today's game, it's going to be just the one singular game against TSC, because I want to get a quick game out. And then in the next episode, you are gonna be facing a certain team that we faced before in the Champions League. No, don't zoom in there. It has to be a secret. Although, to be fair, you probably see it, so I don't even know why. Yeah, we're taking on Tottenham again. Again. And again. We've played them once this year. We're playing them twice more in the next episode on Monday. So I hope you are excited for this, and I hope you're looking forward. Or should I make it on Friday? Or Saturday? Let's make it a Friday episode. Woo! Excitement! So be there on Friday. Anyways, for today's game, we're just taking on TSC. And for tomorrow's game, Tottenham and Tottenham. Daily uploads. That's why you love me. Anyways, with that in mind, we have to rotate the squad slightly, but not as well as I want it to be. Mainly because players are unhappy. They want game time, and one of them is Lukeba. The other one is Gilson. One more is Villagra. I think Saldania, I just want to play him because I want him to score goals in the league. I think there is also, if I'm not mistaken, Zabarny who wants game time. So I'm having to play a lot of key players now because otherwise they get really, really sad. But here is your starting lineup for today's game facing Antic. Number 1, Lucas Gabriel. Then we're going to have Lukeba and Gilson. Serenec, Villagra, and Cesar Augusto in the middle three. And Ciso, Deans, and Monero up front, with Saldania and Mitrovic leading the line. And it's awesome to see that Villagra is no longer a foreign player, and off the bench, Vivieros can come in and also not be a foreign player, which is awesome. Right, I'm excited from Lachlan Deans to show me what he's got. I'm probably going to play him for one half, so hopefully he can show it as soon as possible, because the game against Tottenham is not only in a day, but it's actually in 3 days in the game. All right. How are they lining up? They're lining up in a 4-4-2. Well, they have Stanic. Okay, Stanic I know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Although, don't ask me how I know, because I feel like I recognize that face. And this is a monstrosity that we are going to be taking on TSC against. Why is there no text that I'm taking on my favorite manager? My favorite young... Oh, we're going to shake hands as well. Look at this. Oh my god, this is so cool. Agent 47 is back. We have shooken hands once again. Man, I kind of feel really bad that he didn't win the Champions League with us. Maybe I can mail him a medal. But to be fair, maybe he will develop into a Champions League manager of his own, because he probably learned from me and he's going to be one of my disciples. Because for now, it's Antic and that's pretty much it. I don't know who else is in management from my, I guess, playing staff. As Villagra finds some space, who finds Saldania. And it's kind of wild, especially for Antic, to realize that Saldania is there and Saldania is going to be playing against him. How old is Antic? He's like 34. So some of these players he will recognize from the good old days. I think it's probably only Lachlan Deans. No, to be fair, a few of these people have played when he was still playing. Oh my god, that's insane. It's so nice to face your own players that you've played with you and have done so well for you as well. And now they've gotten their first proper shot. As Serenec will put in a awful cross, and Augusto is injured in the process somewhere, which is not very good. So with that out of the way, I am going to probably play Teklak. The guy has conceded 10 goals in 7 games. And I just worry that he's going to concede either 10 goals or 7 goals in one game today. Although 14 minutes in and nothing crazy has happened, he says, as a cross comes in and a save by Ilic, who is a good keeper who I've been eyeing for the past however many years. And if you're managing in Serbia, he is the key player to sign. He is very, very good. And depending on the database, I think he can have different potential ability because he's quite good. He's been really good for me in the previous saves as well. He's young, he's good. And so far he hasn't conceded against us, which is more than some keepers can say. I mean, I guess the only keeper that can say they haven't conceded against us is the Crvena Zvezda keeper. Yeah, he hasn't. Anyways, and Ciso will run through, finds Mitrovic, who is slightly falling off a cliff. He's no longer the person that has been insane. As Lachlan Deans! This is why you keep him for 194 million. You reject that and you keep him at the club. That's the problem. We've reached the stage where we don't really need that money. Yeah, we can spend 100 million on another world-class center back, but we need a person up front to lead the line, and that is Lachlan Deans, and this is what he does. He's the best. Just think about it. There's a parallel universe out there somewhere where there was no Lachlan Deans and he did not score, and he's almost leading to another goal, which is why he's the best. But I feel really bad. How do you even set up against Partizan? Like, with the way we are, how do you set your team up to try and cope with them? Especially considering that their manager is insane and he does weird tactics. So you don't even know what he's going to come up with. This is worse than Pep Guardiola. At least Pep Guardiola lives in the real world. I live in the freaking virtual world. And these players do weird things. Like, no manager is going to set up the way I'm setting up. Unless, to be fair, I guess you could put Rodri in the midfield and just forget about everything. So I am playing like City. Maybe not the 5 Chocotistas, but anyways. And Ciso, who's having a great season for us. Lachlan Deans on the ball. Finds Villagra once again. He is not really deep lying anymore. He's more like advanced playmaker. Teklak, down the right-hand side. Another save by Ilic. Monero gets to it. He brings down Monero. And that's a bit sus. I think the ball was cleared. So I could probably agree with Antic for complaining on this. But at the same time, it's a chance for Saldana to take the penalty and get another goal and 1 goal closer to matching the highest scorer at the club. Saldana, can you step up and do it? Saldana can. Saldana! He is a goat. He is so good. One of my wishes in this universe is to go get a kit from freaking Partizan and put Saldana's name on the back, or maybe even Antic. Maybe both, maybe 2 kits, home and away, Saldana and Antic. I know you guys don't rate Antic in the real life, but in this universe, he is Agent 47, the best guy there ever was, and he was so close to being a Champions League winner. He was only stopped by Ait Nouri being picked over him. Yeah, I have nightmares over this. Anyways, we are playing it out from the back. Well, I say they are playing it out from the back, and it's kind of worrying. They are getting, to be fair, I respect that. There is some advanced tactics there. As Fuji will make a run, and Gabriel will put a stop to it, and they get their good chance. Is that gonna lead to anything? No. Oh my god, what is this pass map? What is this pass map? There's 2 defenders here, and there's 100 players here. This is insane. I've never seen this before. What is this? What did I create? Why did they disappear? What? Another counterattack for TSC, and we need to worry because there is only 2 center backs here holding the line. I think Markovic has just straight offside, but VAR is not going to check it. The play has continued. Milosavljevic finds Markovic again, who is 100%. And trust me on this, I know I'm really bad at VAR, but even I could see it, right? I could see it. I do need better glasses. Oh, to be fair, these are new. Do you guys like them? I mean, I say new. I've been having them for the past however many episodes. Look at this. The man is cooking. He can see. I mean, this was obvious for everyone. I don't even know why I'm surprised. It's just because... Oh my god. I'm the greatest ref of all time. We have a corner. Can we get a goal from anyone of interest? Okay, now we're just bullying TSC. We had a 100 million player score against them. We had a 200 million player score against them. And like was said in one of the comments, I think for 100 million, you can legit buy the whole freaking league. I don't want to do the math there because I'll be there counting for a long, long time. But I feel like it's very close to the truth. 100 million will buy you every single player in the league, which is wild. Okay, so we reached halftime, and surprisingly, this episode is still quite long. I talk a lot, don't I? Do you guys enjoy that? Should I start talking less? I don't know, but the second half will start, and it'll give me a little bit of a pause. At least for me, not for you, because I cut them. Ha 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 ha. Help me. At some point, I have just completely lost my sanity as a cross comes in and a save from Lucas Gabriel and poor TSC. They are trying. They're not lying down and giving up without a fight. They're actually getting some chances. 4 shots on target. They're trying to work things out. But a 4-4-2 ain't eat, chief. Maybe they can learn from freaking AC Milan and switch to a 4-2-4 because that'll definitely abuse our wingbacks. But I don't know if they have the advanced players for it. Maybe they're just hoping not to concede 7 goals. But so far they've conceded 3. So halfway to go. And we are playing it out from the back. And Ciso finds Mitrovic, who finds Monero, who's on the right-hand side despite being... No, I put him on the left-hand side. And another penalty. Technically, we are at a stage of our lives where I could give it to Lucas Gabriel. And if I did give him to him before, he would have probably had 2 penalties. And he could have scored 2 goals, which is funny for a keeper. However, Saldana is trying to beat a record, and he's 30. So he doesn't have that many seasons left, but I think he can do it. And this is one of the ways to do it. Saldana scores another goal. That's his 11th goal this season. Yes, he's scoring a lot of goals from penalties. But come on, when you're a club legend, playing in a league, playing with a group of players that are just so much better than anything, not even just Serbia has seen, like the world has ever seen. Like, this is a very good team, and he's still playing. And you gotta respect that. Oh my god, there's more. There are more highlights. And I swear to you, I am not playing on extended highlights. This is key highlights. This is what this tactic generates. Although it also generates lots of counter attacks, which is scary. As Markovic tries to run away from 2 people, doesn't really work. They have to work it back, and they lose it again because Villagra is there. Monero has created 2 penalties. Can he create 1 more? No, he can't. But Enciso is going to run through on his own left-hand side. Can you square it, or will you shoot? I swear to you that this episode will be longer than the episode on Friday, because I don't think that I'm going to get this many chances against a very strong Tottenham. I hope the first game is home, because if we score 7 goals against them, I can shut up shop and not worry about anything else. As Saldania will make his run down the left-hand side. He's worked his way from the right-hand side to the left. And what is he going to create? He's going to actually find Mitrovic. And he's going to lead that to absolutely nothing. But they have another counter. Will they be able to stay on side this time? Stanic is on the ball. Sasa Saranic picks it up. But Markovic, once again, trying to get to it. He's trying to outpace Lukeba. He's trying to get a shot out. And respect Markovic. That was a beautiful chance. Is it time for us to make some subs? Yes. Yes, it is. Because we're taking on Tottenham tomorrow. In 3 days in game. 1 day tomorrow. But the first thing we're going to do is going to give you an introduction to Yap. Hopefully he's going to yap his way to victory. Somebody stop me. Right? Honestly, somebody come here and stop me. I think I'm losing my mind. And Yap is going to make his LiveCom debut for you guys. But Saranic needing to come off. And I'm going to put Andres Beas on instead. Who else do I need to take off? Lachlan Deans. Let's clap him off. Can we put on someone else instead of him? Let's put on Zdravkovic. Drop Saldania a bit lower. Switch Monero and Saldania. And also, let's give a LiveCom debut to another player that I've actually forgot to tell you about. I signed Kovacevic. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was signed by Partizan this year. I've been basically looking to try and sign him for the past few years. And this year they've set a 3.9 million release clause, Čukarički. And I was like, man, if no one's gonna sign him, they're gonna waste this money. He might go on a free at some point, and I want to give them some money to rebuild. And as part of our trying to give money back to the Serbian Super League, this guy is one of the better players to do so. He's quite good. He's well balanced. He's definitely not as good as Ilic, or even not as good as some of our, top tier defenders, but he'll do the job. He's got the Serbian nationality. He's obviously apparently a big game player, and apparently he's a leading player for most Super League sides anyway. So welcome to the club, mate, and welcome to your first game in front of all these beautiful fans. So please, clap the new players in. We've got Yap and we've got Kovacevic making their debuts. Hopefully you get to see them in a highlight, and I'll mention their names. It'll be quite exciting. Kovacevic, let's clap for him. Yay, Kovacevic makes his first successful pass. He's going to find Teklak. Pass the ball to Yap. No, you don't. But at least you got to hear the name Kovacevic, as Bartovski passed it back to Ilic, who's had absolutely not much to do in terms of saving. And another successful header from Kovacevic. That's a very good LiveCom debut for him. Zbaros is finding Ostosic, who's playing in the midfield. He is a right back, by the way, so he's playing inverted wing back, which is weird. They are trying to outnumber our midfielders, and it's not really working, as Sieb is going to run through. Andres Beas is going to stop it. Andres Beas, doesn't that sound like Andres Villas-Boas? Like, that's how it sounds to me. Like, yeah, so I don't even know. It just sounds weird. I mean, it's funny that he's a Serbian international plus a Spanish international, so I don't know which nation he will pick. I hope it's Serbia, but most likely it could be Spain. And a bad pass from Lukeba almost leads to a wonder shot. I mean, we're defending so well that that wasn't really a big chance. But it's funny that it's the 100 million player that made. It's funny that it's the 100 million player that made a mistake and not the 3.9 million. They have a corner. Zbaros will put it in. And will they score a goal? They won't. Just another chance. Julio Enciso is out. And I'm so glad I didn't sell Deans, because we ran out of midfielders at this rate. We're having a bit of an injury crisis. And we are a little bit screwed, unfortunately. Man, I was going to say I'm so proud of the way the TSC has played and the way Antic have set his team out, because as you see in the second half, they have come back. And it's a bit of a story that repeats itself, because we play really well in the first half, and then we need to kind of think about what's going to happen in the second half. Potentially in the big games against the big teams, we will tweak those tactics a little bit to kind of do something better in the second half. But very respectable from TSC. Yeah, their ratings are not good compared to our ratings, but we've kept a clean sheet. We've introduced you to Yap, Stephen Yap. What a great Scottish name. We've introduced you to Kovacevic. I'm actually going to attend the press conference because I want to see if they're going to ask me about how much I love Antic. But so far, obviously, we beat TSC 4-0, with man of the match being Saldania with 2 penalties. But these two things are kind of worrying me. Let's go on Enciso first. Okay, he will be probably back for the next game, which is good. And Cesar Augusto is back as well. So, okay, nothing to worry here. Absolutely amazing. let's try and do a press conference that we haven't done in a while. Let's find out. Will he ask me about Antic? Okay, there we go. We have a question about Nikola Antic after about, well, half the press conference has gone through. You battled Nikola Antic and got one over them. What impact has this had on you? I was in tears. Whoa, what did Antic say about me that I have to say this? I think Nikola Antic will think twice before making comments in the future. What? What? I don't want to talk about this. Did he say something mean? I hope not. Can you tell us about the relationship you have with Nikola Antic? I love him. We get along with him. He's one of the good guys in football. I respect him immensely and always enjoy the opportunity to talk to him. Oh, we get along very well. We are best friends. And the rest, I don't think really matters in the end. Cool. So I was trying to see if there was any response from Antic about the press conference. I guess there wasn't. But we managed to beat TSC 4-0. And unfortunately, we managed to drop TSC a bit lower into a bit of a more uncomfortable position. But don't worry, sir. We will do exactly the same thing against Spartak, Radnički, IMT, Radnik, and Beograd. And to be fair, you've conceded less goals against us than they have, which I do feel bad because, as you remember at the start of this episode, goal against was 10 and they had a positive goal difference. Now they have one less. I am so sorry. Antic, I hope you have the best career, but I also hope you guys enjoyed this episode because in the next episode, you probably might not enjoy it because we're taking Tottenham away for the first time. And then we're taking them at home, this time at our own beautiful Stadion FK Partizan. Right, we've played so well today. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to tell me, was it a good idea to keep Lachlan Deans? Is he worth 200 million? And at the same time, do we even need that 200 million? The answer is probably not. Anyways, I hope you had a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow. And I hope you guys will vibe and have a great freaking time. Bye, guys.